So it has finally happened. The worst kept secret in American motocross. Eli Tomac has joined Star Racing Yamaha, and Jason Anderson has went the other way. He has joined factory Kawasaki to be teammates with Adamson Cirillo, replacing Eli Tomac there as he thanked his Rockstar Husqvarna team for all the success and the fun that he has had on that team that also saw him win a Supercross championship. But the big story is, of course, Eli Tomac. Tomac finally, after years with Kawasaki and being relatively uninjured as well, his record for injury very, very good, which is what teams look for, and he's always in championship contention. But Star Racing Yamaha already have a championship contender with Dylan Ferrandis. Ferrandis won the 450 US National Championship. And for me, the most interesting thing with that dynamic is going to be how Ferrandis and Tomac get on in terms of teammates. Both will now be expected, I am sure, to go for the 450 Supercross Championship. And both are pretty aggressive, but both seem to have a lot of respect for each other at the minute. But how will that transpire if both are in championship hunts, even especially outdoors next season? Two big A riders doesn't always go down well within teams in terms of trying to keep harmony. So that could be something very, very interesting. Although so far so good, you would imagine they might even be able to push each other on the test track. Dylan will be able to see the level he has to get to in Supercross from Tomac, and Tomac has a bit of experience with that with Adamson Cirillo. Although Cirillo, although very, very fast, never quite became the championship threat indoors that Tomac would have maybe expected to become due to injuries. However, this dynamic with Tomac and Ferrandis is what something that really, really interests me and something that should probably be kept an eye on because Ferrandis is pretty aggressive. Tomac, he'll be going there expecting to be the number one rider with his record over a long period of time with Kawasaki. On his day, he's still the fastest rider in America, but Ferrandis is knocking on the door, and that should be very, very interesting. And to see if Ferrandis can learn something from Eli Tomac. On the other side, you have Jason Anderson, a more relaxed, more probably friendly and open personality in the pits for Kawasaki to deal with. So his relationship with Adamson Cirillo could be quite fun at times, I'm sure. But Anderson has a serious side. He's always thereabouts in Supercross. He can get the starts, although that hasn't always been his MO with Husqvarna. But he can get podiums, he can get wins. And whenever you look at the options for Kawasaki, Jason Anderson wasn't a bad choice at all. The big question there is probably who's going to rise up and be the real title challenger. Is it going to be Jason Anderson, who has been a champion and should have the experience, or is it going to be the desire of Adamson Cirillo to finally create a world supercross, or not a world supercross anymore, actually, AMS Supercross Championship run? It looks like Adam has the speed. He certainly has the desire, but can he stay healthy? Jason has the experience. Will this new team, will this create an extra desire or light a spark under him again to go back to that 2018 form? Sometimes riders just need a change, and for Eli Tomac and Jason Anderson, this could be something they both really need to try and get that motivation back, perhaps, or get that enjoyment into racing, perhaps, again with a new team, new bike, new color, and just essentially something different. They've both been doing it for a very long time, and we might just see a resurgence of both those riders to the very top of their game. It promises to be a very, very exciting season. Added to that, Aaron Plessinger has went to KTM. He was fantastic on Yamaha this year, so we'll have to see how his speed will go with the KTM. We'll have Cooper Webb, who's not training with Alden Becker anymore. That remains to be seen how that will affect him. Will that be more positive because he'll have more fun in his riding, or will it be negative because you don't have the confidence behind you of what Alden seems to give his riders? And his results have shown he's won 2 Supercross titles with Alden. And then going to Alden, you have Malcolm Stewart, who has joined Rockstar Husqvarna. Can his level go up another notch with the backing of Alden Becker? Fitness probably never really the strongest point for Malcolm Stewart, but he does have the raw bike skills. We've seen that. He was 6th place last year in the 450 Supercross Championship, so the skill on the bike is no issue. Another interesting thing to keep an eye on, of course, will be Ken Rockson. Can he come back? Can he put a flawless Supercross campaign in? For him, nothing's changing compared to a lot of other riders. They have a lot of change. So the Supercross Championship look promises to be very exciting, especially when you look at a rider like Chase Sexton. He's going into his second season on a 450. Like Rockson, nothing much changing there. So it's the similarity, people who have familiarity, especially with the Honda section and Roxon, versus a lot of guys who have a lot of change, even with Cooper Webb changing his program while remaining with KTM. A lot of things going on. It's already the start of October. The Supercross season isn't far away, and with all these changes, who's going to come out on top? It's going to be fantastic. Can't wait.